to episode 312 of the Knit Style Podcast. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 312. Rich is not with us today, everything is fine, but he decided he wants to take a short break from the podcast. He has a lot of work to do. It's very, very hot here, and we're just kind of taking it day by day, trying to get stuff done. It's been tough. So he'll be back at some point. Not promising if he'll be back next episode or even the next few episodes. He just wants to take a little break, and that is perfectly fine. I have a very jam-packed knitting show for you today, and I don't think you all are going to complain about that. So I thought I'd switch things up a little bit since Rich is not with us, and I am going to start out by showing you hand-dyed yarn from this week's shop update. So the shop has been updated. You can go right now to knitstyleyarns.com and you can purchase anything that I show you right now, if it's still available, and it should be. If it's not, just email me, let me know. And I still have the Halloween mystery shawl available, and it's the first listing that you'll see on the website, and it is 3 skeins of 50-gram sock weight yarn, and it includes a pattern and a beautiful bag by Donna at a very reasonable price. So if you want to do some Halloween knitting, be my guest. I want to talk a little bit about that kit for a moment. When I sent out the download codes, I forgot to include the name of the shawl, so you can search it on Ravelry. So the name of the shawl is Family Values Shawl. I will put a link in the show notes. There is now a link in the listing, and if you purchased a kit from me, I sent you a link to the shawl by email. So the subject of the email is a message from Knit Style Yarns, and I just sent you all that link, so you should be able to find the pattern. Add the pattern to your cart, then you add the coupon code that I gave you in the kit. Everybody has a unique code. Add your unique code, and you'll be able to purchase that pattern using that code for free through Ravelry. Yeah, if you have any other questions about it, please let me know. I respond to you very quickly, so that's not a problem, you guys. Okay, so let me talk about this week's update. I'm very excited about it. I love everything in the update. So last week we had a bag with owls on it. It's adorable and very Halloween-y without screaming Halloween. You can use it all year round. It's really cool. I still have those available. I'll put the picture up here. And I have a new bag for this week, and it's pretty great. I absolutely love it. So here's the bag. How cute is this? So inside is this beautiful orange. Here is the yarn. I love how the yarn came out. It's so cool, and the bag is so cool. And I love it because it's so vintage. So I'm calling this one Vintage Halloween Kitties. And I just love it. It's got these really cool jack-o'-lanterns and these vintage scary kitty cats. This one is very cheeky. He is winking at you. There's one popping out of a jack-o'-lantern, and there's one scaredy cat by the moon. So cute. So yeah, this is the bag for this week. And go to the website if you're interested. If you just want the bag, you can go to Donna's website, which is linked down below. It's also linked in the listing, and you can just purchase the bag separately. And I will have the yarn listed separately as well in case you love this vintage Halloween kitty yarn. I think it's really pretty. And I am wearing a Disney shirt today. I'm a huge Disney fan, in case you didn't know. In case you're new here, huge Disney fan. So I very often dye Disney colorways, and I did a mini skein set this week. It is on a base that I probably won't be dyeing too much anymore, and that is the 80/20 sock high twist base. And I had some minis left, and I dyed them up, and they're great because the base really takes the color beautifully, but it's a little bit of a different base than I normally dye. I usually dye a 4-ply. That's my most popular base, and they're both fantastic for socks. They wear beautifully, and I'm very hard on socks, and both of them I have no problem with. I have them for years and years and years. So I dyed some Disney villains colorways. So at the hotel that Rich and I usually stay at Disney, there is a new lounge. We stay at Bay Lake Tower, and there's a new lounge at the top of Bay Lake Tower. It's called the Villains Lair. So I have a new colorway. This is Villains Lair. I have it in the mini skein set, and I have larger skeins of it that I'll show you later. So that's the theme of these minis. They're similar to my Villains minis that I dyed years ago, but they're tweaked a little bit for Halloween. So this is Villains Lair. This is Cruella. This is Maleficent. Actually, I'm probably going to call them like Cruella's Lair, Maleficent's Lair, Ursula's Lair, and the Evil Queen's Lair. So here they all are. Here's a nice close-up for you. I love them. I think they came out fabulous. They're so pretty. Ursula came out. I've dyed Ursula a bunch of times, and this is, I think, my favorite of the iterations that I've done of Ursula. So this is the Villains Lair set, and it's available in the shop right now, and I love them. So I fell in love with the Villains Lair colorway, which is a new colorway that I dyed full skeins of it. So this is Villains Lair. So pretty for Halloween. Love it. Orange, purple, pops of pink. Love. Very seasonal and beautiful. So that is Villains Lair. And I had to dye some Slutty Pumpkin. It is a seasonal color that I absolutely love. I'm going to be dyeing some tonals, I'm hoping, this fall. Starting in a couple weeks. So our daughter is coming to visit next week, our daughter and her partner, and we're very excited. So I'm not dyeing any yarn next week. I'm taking the week off, but I'll be back the following week, and I will have a bunch of new colors for you and some old colors for you. So this is the collection of full skeins this week. I think they all coordinate pretty well. very happy with how it all came out. And again, they are all available in the shop right now. Okay, let's do the giveaway from last week. And then I have a bunch of interesting things to show you. So last week I had this beautiful marled skein of yarn by Knit Crate. So the winner of that is Eek, E-E-K on YouTube. So Eek, get in touch with me, Sharon at knitstyleyarns.com or knitstyleyarns@gmail.com. Either email works. And give me your full name and address, and I will get that prize out to you. And Eek had a suggestion for the owl bag, and they said I should call the yarn and bag combo Halloween Hooters, which I think is an adorable name. But I had already listed it, so I didn't change it, but thank you for the suggestion. That was really cute. Okay. The giveaway that I have this week is another sock yarn. And okay, this is very pretty. The yarn is by La Brebis. It's their warmer base, and it's, oh, this is really soft. It's a sock yarn. 70% superwash merino, 20% Surrey alpaca, 10% nylon. Beautiful. And it also comes with a cute little notions pouch. So cute. So in order to win this, make a comment about anything you would like regarding the episode, and I will do the drawing when I get back in 2 weeks. Okay. Let's talk about what I entitled this episode. I'm going to leave my glasses on so I can see the names of these. So I'm going to talk about cowls and small shawls that I have knit in the past. So I have several. I have so many. Back when I was working at a 9-to-5, I wore a shawl every single day. And when I first started knitting small shawls, I thought to myself, I need one of these every day to wear. So that's what I knit, so many of them. So these are not all of mine, but they're the ones that are in my shawl drawer right now that I could put my hands on. I do have some of them put away, and we'll do a part 2 at some point for sure. But let's start with the shawls. So they're in no particular order, but I knit these back probably starting 2015, 2013. I don't even know. You can look at my project page and I'll tell you the date of when I knit these. Yeah. So let's start with this one. I know I knit in 2014. No, 2016. Because I went to SSK that year and Laura Nelkin was there, and I'm pretty sure I knit this and brought it with me. So this is a Laura Nelkin pattern. It was a mystery shawl, and it is called Maggia. And I love this because it is so soft. It's kind of a weird shape. It was definitely a weird construction. So I don't even remember how this was constructed, but I think it was sideways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you knit it sideways and then you picked up stitches, and it was a little odd, but I do love it. I'm classifying it as a small shawl because it really is a neck warmer. I mean, these are all just like neck warmer shawls, which is what I prefer actually to wear. Because, I mean, you could wear this, I suppose, as a wrap. It's not quite big enough, I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. To wear it as a wrap. But I, more often than not, just put it around my neck. It's very cozy and very soft. So the yarn is Lotus Mimi, which is no longer being made because it was a phony yarn. I think it said it was like a mohair, or I don't know. It's actually a synthetic, and they lied on the ball band, so they pulled it out of the shops. But I love it. I still have some that I might knit a shawl out of at some point because it's beautiful, and I have beads in there. So again, this is Maggia by Laura Nelkin. Okay, so let's look at one by Joji. This is gorgeous. Look at this. So this is called Imagine When by Joji Locatelli. So fun to knit. And the yarn is Wollmeise. It's the only thing I've ever knit in Wollmeise, I think. I mean, Wollmeise was kind of easy to get at some point, but I don't know. I don't love it. I guess it's great for socks. This is actually a 100% merino, so would not be good for socks for me. But it's different feeling. If you've ever knit with Wollmeise, you'll know what I mean. It's definitely not the softest. I'm sure it's hardy because it's spun very tightly. I think that's why. It's very bouncy, so it wouldn't be great for open lace really, because it's not drapey at all. It's a very bouncy, like it bounces back really. I mean, I can stretch it out and it'll bounce back. So it's lovely. It's not my favorite base though. So I don't have any Wollmeise, I don't think, in my stash. If I had it, I'd probably de-stash it. But the colors are amazing. And this color I love. It's just a black and ochre shades and beautiful. Love it so very much. And you can't beat the pooling in a Wollmeise skein. Stunning. So again, this is Imagine When by Joji Locatelli. Probably knit it around 2015, 2016. This next one is a Romy Hill, and this is called Pearlless. True to its name, no purling. Most of these shawls I'm going to show you don't have very little purling. It's a garter stitch. This is by Romy Hill. The yarn is Wollonvine Gashly Crumb in the blitzed base. And it's beautiful. I used to wear this to work a lot. It is sparkly. Has a gold sparkle. So pretty on this base. And I don't wear these as often anymore because I generally just run around in sweatshirts and a cowl, which I'm going to talk about next, because yeah, dyeing yarn, you don't want to ruin these. So when I was working in 95, they were great. They dress up any outfit. I mean, I just have on a plain, well, it's a Magic Kingdom t-shirt, but I mean, throw this on, which matches the shirt fine, and look how put together you look. For real. So yeah, beautiful. Love these little shawls. They're awesome. But again, like, I don't wear them as much because I don't get dressed like I used to. You know, when you work a 9 to 5, you're getting dressed and going to the office every day, and you need to look presentable. So, okay. So I have a whole bunch of Martina Bem shawls that I'm going to show you. And I think she's the queen of small shawls, honestly, and very easy to knit and fun to knit. And I have a boatload of them. So this one was a club. I was a member of her club for 1 year, and I only knit one of them. I think this is it. This is Snowflake Party. The yarn was a specialty yarn called, it was by Zauberwise, German yarn, merino silk fingering. If you look at her website for this, that's the yarn she used. This is what the sample looks like. It's beautiful, has beads. And this is a nice shape. She does, honestly, she's the queen of asymmetrical triangles. So she has so many patterns that are asymmetrical triangles in all different, like, you know, patterns. So they're great because they're so easy to wrap around your neck. Gorgeous. Again, don't I look put together? So this is Snowflake Party by Martina Bem. It's another little small asymmetrical triangle. This one was really fun to knit. And a lot of these I'm showing you, you can use one skein. They're one skein of yarn. You just wrap them around your neck and they're awesome. Okay, so this is Easy by Martina Bem, all garter stitch. This is my yarn, my hand-dyed yarn, in the Halloween Horror Night color. I knit this in 2016. That's when I started my yarn dyeing business. This is one of the first skeins of yarn I ever dyed. And I love it. Love it, love it. So this is, again, Easy by Martina Bem. And it's very easy to knit. And they're great because they're one skeins. This is a classic by Martina Bem. Most knitters have knit this. This is Hitchhiker. I think I knit 2 of them. I think I no longer have one of them. I don't know if I gave it away. I'm not sure. But anyway, this is Hitchhiker. This is hand spun. It's by Into the World. And the colorway is, oh, I can't remember. If it's bigger on the inside, I'm not sure. Maybe. I stopped spinning because I'm not going to say I'm never going to pick it up again, but I am not a fan of the striping that you get. I spun this fractally, which is a mathematical way of spinning, and you get stripes. I'm just not a fan of these hand spun stripes. This is beautiful. This one actually I like, but some of them I just don't. Maybe I'll do a show with all my hand spun. I'll show you some of my successes and failures. This is a success, I would say. And if I'm gonna spin moving forward, I'll probably spin single colors, or I'll blend them so they're not so stripy, because I'm just not, some of you may love this, I'm not a huge fan of it, but that's okay. So again, Hitchhiker by Martina Bem in hand spun, and I used one braid, spun it into a fingering, and knit it up. This is a hand spun Martina Bem asymmetrical shawl. And this is Misswinkle, which is just like the Hitchhiker, except instead of having teeth, it has these little loops. It needs to be reblocked. Now, I knit this, I spindle spun this, and this was some little mini bats that I bought from a dyer who is no longer dying. Can't remember her name, but anyway, they were little mini bats, and I just knit them. I just joined them. I knit them into small. I spun them. Sorry, I think that I used I think I used it as a. I don't think I plied them. I think this was a single. I spun them into singles, and I felted them, fold them, and then I knit them into this little shawl. And it's adorable, and it's very warm because it's a woolen spun. There's a lot of air in here. It's a little bit felted, and it's very soft and lovely. But it's not holding up that great because it's a singles and it's a spindle spun, and spindle spun yarn tends to be, at least mine tends to be very kind of soft and not, it doesn't wear great, but this wheel spun one wore a lot better. And I think that's it for the shawls. I had 7 shawls, and now I have 3 cowls to show you. So I honestly barely remember knitting this cowl because I think I probably knit it in a day. So this is called the Growing Leaves Cowl by Mandobug Designs. And it was written for a worsted weight, and I converted it. This is a chunky weight, and the yarn is by Plucky Knitter, and this is a base they no longer carry. And I think it's like an alpaca blend, alpaca wool. It's beautiful, beautiful cowl. When I was looking through my small shawl drawers, I found this and I thought, wow, I forgot I had this. I forgot even knitting it, but I remember getting the yarn. I'm going to wear this winter because it's my color. I love this like poisony green. It's gorgeous and it's cozy. So I'm putting that out so I don't forget I have it. It's awesome. Okay, 2 left. We have the Snuggle Down Cowl by Jules Hill. This is my hand-dyed yarn in a mini skein set held together with, not mohair, what's the other one? I can't remember isn't that terrible? I have the base. It's not mohair, it's the other one. Surrey alpaca? I don't know. It's very fluffy. I knit this at Disney. I don't wear it as much as some of my other cowl because it's a little on the tight side. It could be a little wider. And this stuff kind of gets it sheds. But it is really warm. So that's the Snuggle Down Cowl by Jules Hill out of my hand-dyed yarn. Be great for a mini skein set held together with this Surrey alpaca silk, I guess. And last but certainly not least is my favorite cowl, and probably one of I want to say maybe it is my favorite knitted item. That is the Land of Sweets cowl by Helen Stewart. I love this thing. I wear it so much. It has a hole in it that I need to repair before the winter starts. See, right here. I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'll patch it somehow. Doesn't matter. It's around your neck. You can't see it. So I wear this constantly, and I knit this 2017 maybe. I love this. Wear it all the time. Every day. Not even lying to you. I love it. So that is the end of my little parade here. And I wanted to end with that one because I am knitting another one, Land of Sweets, and I'm going to cast on another one immediately afterwards. So this brings us to what I'm knitting. So before I show you the other Land of Sweets that I have, almost finished actually, I want to talk about the socks that I was knitting last week for our daughter's partner, Brian. So 96 stitches, way too big. I knew immediately when I started knitting it that sock's way too big. So the chart, I wouldn't trust that chart in the Sensational Knitted Socks book so much. So many of you made comments and emailed me. I tried to respond to all of you. Thank you so much for your input. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Most of you said, oh yeah, that's too big. That sock's too big. So I frogged it. I haven't touched it. They're coming next week. So maybe I can get M to sneak one of his socks out of his bag. And I can kind of look at it to see, maybe measure it, to see what would fit him. Stay tuned on that one, because it's a surprise. I don't want to tell him. I mean, I could just measure his feet, but I don't want to tell him. It's a surprise. So anyway, my daughter's very easy. She's got the same size feet as me, maybe slightly wider. So I don't know. She's easy, but he is a challenge. We'll figure it out though. Okay, so I frogged those. I haven't touched them. So I need the other thing I was working on. Okay, remember I told you that I bound off the Joji Locatelli sweater? Yeah. I think this is Arbor Vitae. No, it's not Arbor Vitae. I forget. Anyway, this one, the black hole. It's back on the needles. I tried it on. I bound it off. I had measured it. I was going to crop it. Tried it on. This is not boxy enough to be a cropped sweater. So, in order for a cropped sweater to look good on me, or a cropped shirt, it has to be big. You know, like big in the body, and have the skinny arms, you know. And that looks great. That looks great on me. I love that look. It's awesome. This is way too fitted. A fitted crop sweater looks horrible on me. So I need to knit it into a full length sweater. So it has maybe 3 more inches to go. So I put it back on the needles and then I put it in timeout because I just didn't want to deal with it. But it's back on the needles. It's gonna take me a little while longer. And so while it was in timeout, I have other socks, but I wasn't in a sock mood. And I went into my whip bin and I found this. This is a Land of Sweets cowl that I cast on maybe 3 years ago. It's all in one colorway. The dyer no longer dyes. It's knit out of Jinx yarns, and this is a sport weight, and the colorway is Abandoned Carnival. And I'm so sorry you can no longer get this color. Maybe I'll try and recreate it, because I mean, it's a self-striping. I'm not going to recreate it, but I can recreate maybe the colors in it. You know what I mean? I can kind of match it if you're interested. I love, love, love this. So I kind of modified it. It's the same stitch count. And I'm going to like it. Let's look at the... Now it's not blocked, so this is definitely wider, but it'll definitely block. Yeah. It's going to be smaller than my other Land of Sweets cowl, but it'll block a little bit bigger. It's not going to be as long either, but I think it's going to be so cozy, and I will wear it constantly because these are my colors. You know, the blues, the reds, the tans, the grays. I love these. They're so neutral, and I love it. So I followed the pattern. The stitch count is the same, but I didn't put in the texture stitches until the end. So I did just plain stockinette for a while. I added in the lace, did more plain stockinette, did the second lace, and then I did some of the texture, and now I don't have much left. I wanted to use every last bit of this yarn. So I'm on the ribbing, and I could probably get maybe 3 more rows. Let's see. I have 5 rows of ribbing. I could probably get 3 more. I did like 9 rows on the bottom, so I should be able, it should match fine. It doesn't matter, it's around your neck. So I kind of free-formed this one. The other one has 24 repeats, and I just cut it probably in half, and it's amazing, and it's squishy, and I love it. It's gorgeous. I might do another one in fingering. I don't know. We'll see. See. So I love it so much that I'm sad. I had it half done, and I don't know why I put it away. Who knows why we put things away? But now I'm obsessed with it, and I'm gonna knit another one. This is the same base. This is Jinx Yarns. This is a sport weight. Now I have some of this yarn that I could dye, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do a black and do some, like, maybe color block it to make it bigger. I might do that. I might. So this is just shades of black and gray. So I love it. I can't wait. Very excited. I'll see how, I'm going to finish this one, block it out, and see how it looks, and then I'll modify it further and knit the second one. And I'm probably going to add to this because I have a sport that I can dye. So I'm very excited. And that is 10 shawls and cowls, small shawls and cowls that I love and still wear. Okay, everybody. This brings us to the end of the episode. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, you can leave a comment down below, or you can email me, Sharon@knitstyleyarns.com, and I will get back to you. I am very reachable. I am pretty good with emails. I lost a winner email a few weeks ago, so it does happen, but I really try and stay on top of that stuff. So if you win something, maybe it would be helpful if you put winner and what you won in the subject line or in the email. That might help me. Okay, so anyway, like I said, you can always get in touch with me about anything using those emails, and I hope you have a great couple of weeks. I will see you back mid-August with more Halloween yarn, and till then, knit something beautiful, and cheers.